Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a sort of special, different type of video from what I usually do in honor of the premiere for AMC's brand new Fear the Walking Dead Season 1, Episode 1, the pilot tomorrow night, which is Sunday, August 23rd, 2015. I decided, why don't we go ahead and take a look at the very best, in my opinion anyway, that the original Walking Dead TV series has to offer, and that is to do a throwback review of The Walking Dead Season 4, Episode 8, the mid-season finale, Too Far Gone. Okay, so I went ahead and watched Too Far Gone. Again, Season 4, of course, have it on DVD, Blu-ray. We'll also be doing a Blu-ray DVD review for Season 5 when it hits, which is August 25th. So that's coming up pretty soon. So heads up for that. That'll be coming up in the next week or two after I get a chance to, go through it all, check all the features, and I'll do a review for you guys for it. So this is what I wanted to do, of course, because we did get the list of IGN's top episodes for The Walking Dead. They did like a top 10 list. I reviewed it this week. You can go ahead and check the channel if you want to see their top episodes of The Walking Dead ever and which ones they felt were the best. The Grove was actually number one for them, which is a great episode. But for me, you guys know, and it's pretty much always been this way since it was released, and that is the Too Far Gone is my absolute favorite episode. So going back and watching it again, man, this episode is absolutely incredible. The last 13 minutes of it. So when the battle starts, now the first part of it is, it's good setup, and it's all kind of building up to this point. The tension is building. We know something's going to happen, and then once the initial ending battle kicks off with the sword swipe, you've got Herschel and all that. It just goes absolutely crazy. It's the most mind-blowing thing if you have been following the series all the way through, if you've seen every episode and you like this kind of thrilling horror survival, got the psychology mixed in there type of shows or comic book series or what have you, movies, whatever, any kind of medium. This one just absolutely blew my mind. And based on the ratings, I'm looking at the wiki, the episode guide here too. I'm not the only one, because Too Far Gone, directed by Ernest Dickerson, this was December 1st, 2013, the final episode for that first half of Season 4. The ratings were 12.05 in U.S. million viewers, which for the episode itself, was pretty good. But then the whole rest of the season afterwards, when it came back and everything, the ratings just jumped quite a bit. You got into that kind of 14, 15 million territory. And then Season 5, it just actually grew from there because the quality hasn't gone down. It's just, continued to be amazing. Great writing, great visuals, and bigger and better. It looks like maybe the AMC's given a bigger and better budget each year, although I don't know that for sure. I haven't seen officially that publicized, but it's just gotten bigger and better since then. But Too Far Gone, still the finale of the governor's story arc still stands out to me as the absolute best. The only one that I feel can kind of mess with it or can kind of give it a run for its money is probably the Season 5 premiere, No Sanctuary, because it has a lot of attention too. It did get higher views. It's 17.29 million viewers, which is the most The Walking Dead has ever had. We'll see if Season 6 can surpass that. But Too Far Gone, man, is really just wow. Just on every level, the episode is basically perfect. It's pretty much just what you want for a climax for the governor's story arc, starting from Season 3, a season and a half later, and just blew me away, blew everybody away with how amazing it was. I remember after it aired the next day, the internet just exploded. I usually would get like maybe, 100, 200 comments a day. Well, some private messages mixed in there, a few hundred comments a day. When that happened, it was like 10,000. It's like people just going berserk with how amazing they thought that episode was and how they want to watch it over and over again. I've probably seen it 5 times, maybe more, maybe 6, 7 times at this point. And even when I watch it now, it's pretty much just as exciting as the first couple times you watch it. Maybe not the original first time, but it's close to just as exciting. So to recap the episode, if anyone hasn't seen it for a couple years, because it has been a while now since Season 4. Of course, we had the governor. It was nice to see him come back in Season 5 with a hallucination for Tyrese. It makes sense that he would, because man, David Morrissey's governor is just, especially at the end. In the beginning, he doesn't look that scary, but to see his transformation as he goes through and his, I even like his outfit and the way he dresses. He's got the patch, and he's wearing like black. He's got like nice shiny, gun, and he's using it. He's shooting down a couple of walkers and that with the right eye this time, not the right eye, the correct eye, I should say, the correct eye this time. Talking about home. But anyway, some of you may get that, some of you may not. We have characters like Tara is pretty big in this one. Her kind of first big episode. By the way, I've heard Lana Masterson's pregnant, but some people asked me to do a video on that. But there's really no need. Sonequa Martin, the girl who plays Sasha, is also pregnant too, or was. So it doesn't mean they're going to get killed off the series just because they're pregnant, in regular real life. So not a concern there, guys. But she's got a big part in this episode, as well as her sister Lily. Some people, a common question I get every once in a while, which people must have missed this. It's not shown on camera, but Lily is killed off screen, so to speak. Tara lets us know that she was, in fact, torn apart, basically, by walkers after the events, because as all the walkers came in, and she puts down the governor, she puts down Philip, her daughter's dead. She doesn't know where Tara is at that point, I imagine. She's pretty much lost everything. It seems like she doesn't really have much of a will to fight anymore or live. So that's what happens to her. That's kind of a common one. Also, another really cool Easter egg is the girl from the premiere episode of season 4, where Rick meets her in 30 Days Without an Accident, actually returns as a zombie in this one and walks in near the end there, and they kind of show it just real quickly. So that's a couple things people sometimes don't catch, which I want to put out there for the episode. So we have the beginning. Let's just recap it real quick. You have the governor's speech, really good. Can't stay there. The walkers, the herd will come through. They'll fill the pits. They'll come over each other and they'll kill us. And he is correct for the most part. I would want to say with regards to that, they're not living in a place that is sustainable. It's a place where eventually you may have to just do what Rick's group has to do in this episode. You just abandon ship and run. If a huge herd comes through or something like we're going to see in season 6, that place is just not well suited to cope with that or deal with that. So for the short term, it may be okay, but for the long term, the governor sees it, which is true, that they can't stay there. So he brings it up as basically in a speech to everybody that they need to take this prison. The people there are evil, they're bad, they're thieves, and they're in a prison, they're prisoners, so to speak. And they took his daughter, they destroy or kill, knocked his eye out, stabbed him in the, of course, with what Michonne did, and basically lets everybody know this is what they're going to do. Tara kind of says she's in. Lily is not happy, but killing killers, he says. And, then we have kind of a conversation as he tells them that he took Michonne, took Herschel. So, later lets them know that they could never basically live together, which is something that Rick comes back on later afterwards. Okay, so then what's a good scene is where Herschel asks him about how he could do this to someone else's daughters, and then the governor ominously looks down and says, "Because they aren't mine," and then he walks out. He's really, really scary at this point. As a viewer, when you watch the first couple episodes before this, which would be Live Bait and Dead Weight, it doesn't seem as scary because you kind of see where he's at. But definitely, if you just go in and watch this one from other character perspective, he is definitely a very, very scary character. So we see the Mud Walker. You've got Megan. She doesn't make it. She ends up getting bitten by the Mud Walker, which is pretty cool, to be honest. It kind of comes out of nowhere. It's pretty shocking and pretty scary. The one part where he leaves, she dies just then and there so easily. It doesn't seem like in the long term it would be very easy for her to survive anyway, regardless of where they are, if that's all it took. It was just kind of one random zombie. She wasn't able to run away or anything, but she was kind of screwed because it grabbed her and she's not strong enough to get away, so it sucks. Right, so we've got a storyline prior to that. You've got Rick and Daryl. They're talking about how he kicked Carol out. What about the two girls, Lizzie and Mika? They're going to tell Tyrese, and then Tyrese talks about Psycho, who killed the rats, and that, of course, he's talking about Lizzie, but they don't really 100% know that at this time. And then you hear the big boom, right? And everything shakes, and that they come out. The governor's standing there out of nowhere. It's cool because we get to see it from the perspective of Rick and the others, where they're just living life as usual. Everything's kind of going normal. They're dealing with this Carol problem. They've got problems. They've got things happening. And then all of a sudden, just this big boom. They come out and they just see like this army, for compared to what they have, because they don't have that many survivors there, and you've got like a tank, you've got the governor, he's like standing there, he's like, hey, what's up? Come on down, let's have a talk. All these guns that everybody's ready to attack. It's just like, I almost am surprised Rick didn't say, okay, you can take it, we're out of here later, peace. But he gave a lot to get the prison and to have the prison. He gave up, of course, Lori. A lot of characters have died, a lot of things have happened, so he's obviously not going to just give it up just like that. So wow, man, the sound, the kind of the tempo starts to build. The governor's in the background, really, really scary. We need to talk. Come on down. Let's have that talk. Wow, crazy. So Rick goes down, won't give up the prison. You've got the Megan bite, and then with the mud walker, Lizzie wants to fight, which is funny because all the other kids are like running away. She's like, Harold has to be strong. She goes back, and luckily she did, because later on, of course, her and Mika save Tyrese by killing Tara's girlfriend. Shoots her right in between the eyes. But that part, I thought that was pretty awesome, because if you think about it, this lady, Tara's girlfriend, she may kill whoever, but when it comes to a little girl, like two little girls that are just standing there, you're not just going to quickly shoot them. You're like, what the hell? And then it's so awesome. So the whole battle goes down. You guys know how it goes. You've got all guns blasting back and forth. You've got Rick gets shot in the leg. You got the governor, he gets shot in the arm, and then eventually Michonne gets him. The fight with Rick where he's punching him and they're strangling, all kinds of craziness. In the end, everybody goes their own separate ways and tries to get the hell out of there. You've got Daryl with the kill on Mitch, which is awesome. The zombie human shield, the grenade in the tank, and all kinds of good stuff. And just all in all, it's just that last 13 minutes. When it actually all goes down, it's just absolutely insane. It's crazy, man. It's so exciting, and just my favorite part of any series ever. As awesome as No Sanctuary is, I still feel like this part of Too Far Gone right here, with all the build-up and everything, because they kind of cooked it for a while. And if you don't know what that is, basically, you have a delay. So you have season 3, it goes through, you get into season 4, and it's not until the half season, really, that we see them reunited again, where we see the battle go down. And we were kind of waiting for it for a while. With the break in the summer, man, it made it a hard wait to go from season 3 into season 4 and then to that half. So, wow, man. Yeah, crazy. Now, a couple of things that I think are interesting is kind of the governor's perspective and how they could never live there together. I've seen people in comments for Q&A questions be like, Trev, do you think that it could have worked? And I think the governor's right. No, it wouldn't have worked. It couldn't, because after Andrea and that, Michonne would never, even if she agreed to it at first, she would go back on it. And it just, having both of them together. Also, the governor wouldn't want his people finding out about what really, both sides of the story. He wouldn't want them to know that really he was the one that caused all this to happen in the first place. And then the other part is the psychology of why the governor actually, or his philosophy, and why he actually decides to attack the prison. Watching it this time, I kind of understand his story that he says he just needs the prison, he has people he needs to keep alive. But at the same time, I just feel like, you could fortify a new place. You really could. And you did it with Woodbury. I think you could do it again with these people here. They seem pretty tough, to be honest, compared to a lot of the Woodbury people in that. So my opinion is on the governor, it's not just about a place to live. It's not just about the prison. There's some ego in there too. He wants to, he still has a chip on his shoulder, even though he knows Penny was dead and that it doesn't matter. I personally feel like he still can't let it go, and he has to go back there and attack them and see them killed. Ultimate victory and power and supremacy. That's what he wants. Dominance. He's a type A alpha male that will not allow that to. He won't let that go ever. Even if it cost him his life, he needs to go back. He's compelled to go back to the prison, even if he tries to reason it to himself that it's not about the past, it's about living there, and any good spot is taken. I don't agree. I think that there's a lot of ego in there, and it's not just about finding a great place to live. That's the type of villain that he is. And the other part too, of course, when he tells Milton earlier on, you take the head so you never forget. And we see him like with Herschel. He's like, Herschel goes crawling and he goes after him, and they chop the dude's head off with a sword. Oh my God. So what an awesome episode. That one is going to be hard to beat over the years, man. Will Fear the Walking Dead ever have an episode that good? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But one thing it might have in its in its arsenal is that we don't know anything about it. We don't have any previous comic book series or anything that we could, compare it to or draw from. So it's going to be totally new. So that'll be a cool experience too if they do it even half as good or 3/4 as good as the original with modern day, quality technology and everything, and how they've improved, maybe with a good budget. It could give, maybe we could see an episode that could give Too Far Gone a run for its money. But for me, this will probably forever be my favorite episode of a TV series ever. No Sanctuary next, and then there's all kinds of others that you can make a case for are better than It's Clear, and some of the newer episodes, Four Walls and a Roof, is pretty mind-blowing. A lot of great episodes of The Walking Dead, but this one's a perfect 10 out of 10. It really doesn't get any better than Too Far Gone. It's an amazing, amazing episode. I have a tank. I'm letting y'all walk away from here. What else is there to talk about? It's a shame we won't really see much more from the governor ever again in the series. And I do like the idea that they could do maybe like a mini-series of how he got started into the Woodbury part. I think that would have been cool. Maybe if they could even have Michael Rooker come back and do the part where they actually found each other on the roof, that'd be pretty sweet. But, that's just dreaming. We'll probably never see that. But that said, this episode is, it's still, even to this day, incredible. Even though we have seen the show add in a lot more characters, some cool environments, and a lot more zombies in that, and they've kind of, all around, season after season, they kind of pump it up even more, it seems, because season 5, you got extended episodes, you got more survivors, you got more stuff going on, and a lot more environments than that. Really awesome. But still, this episode, to me, the climactic battle, the end of the governor's story arc, is absolutely incredible. So if you guys haven't watched Too Far Gone for a while, I check it out. If you haven't watched for a while, watch it again. It's definitely one of those special ones you can watch and just be in awe of just how intense it really is. It's amazing. So yeah, it's definitely my favorite episode of the series ever, for sure. So let me know what you guys think. What's your favorite episode? Maybe it's not Too Far Gone. Maybe it's like The Grove or something else like that. Write your comment below. Just your favorite one. You don't have to do like a top 5 or anything. Just your favorite episode. Why? I think this one is the best episode they've ever done, and it is my favorite as well too. All around, just insane. So I'll see you guys again tomorrow or tonight, depending on when you're watching this, for the premiere for Fear the Walking Dead. Of course, I'll have the review posted as soon as I can after it airs. And if you guys like this throwback, you want to see more like this, go ahead and thumb it up below. I can do them every once in a while. So thumb up, share, favorite, and if you're new and you want to see more from me, probably everybody here will already know who I am. But if you're new, nice to meet you. Go ahead and subscribe at the bottom left. That's it for this throwback review, guys. If you want to see any other episodes thrown back reviewed, go ahead and private message it to me with any just the special ones. And this one is definitely one of those. That's it for this one, guys. I'll see you again tomorrow. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Yeah.